The second winning series is a unique sports program that probes into the often controversial world of professional and amateur sports. Sports View Today.
You're caught by surprise again. Now this is where
there's no tally light.
Well, that's all right. The tally light's hidden up there.
It's hidden.
And this is where you're professional enough to say, can you read the cue card?
There's no cue card
everybody.
up there. There's no cue card
Welcome
up there.
to another edition of Sports View Today. Now this is the hard part.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to talk
Ron
baseball.
Cameron.
We're going to talk baseball.
That's what you say now.
And you want to see Bob Page make a fool out of himself. He's blown it on every division race thus far, and he's a fool. I am Ron Cameron. Who are you?
Yes, as you mentioned, I'm Bob Page. And our sponsors in the program, Al Dietrich Oldsmobile, as always. And Uncle Al has moved to a new location just east of the Pontiac Airport on M59 in Waterford, and also has 1.9% financing.
Same old mug, though.
1987 Oldsmobile models. We have Fred Wetzel and the folks at T-Com Pagers, wide state beeper coverage wherever you're watching this program. Get out of the camera shot,
I had to
damn it.
make a move.
Wide state beeper coverage wherever you're watching this program in southeastern or mid-Michigan. Maxie's Main Street, Steve Pinto and Company, in the heart of beautiful downtown Royal Oak. We have Sports Fans Journal.
Issue number 12 is going strong, and there it is, and Denny McLean's still writing from jail. We got Duffy Doherty coming aboard, and we've got Jim Harbaugh, who's starting to write for us. He's got a nice column in for this next issue, and we might have an announcement on a new writer coming up in a few days, a couple of them, as a matter of fact.
We have passed the Pro-Am Sports Systems, and of course, as is always our custom on the first show we do every week, we cordially invite you to join Ron at Jalapeno Pizza and Pastas Tuesday night for the 6-pound wet burrito evening.
2-pound wet burrito for $4.95.
Any of you out there to consume this 6-pound wet burrito in one sitting, because he and Lomas Brown are the only people who ever
I don't eat that.
Is that right?
I have the...
And free liquor for you out there? Is that the reason why you go?
That's the reason you showed up, and you didn't even leave a tip. You're so cheap. You didn't even leave a tip last time.
That was your responsibility.
To leave a tip? You leave a tip.
That's your sponsor.
That's all right, you leave a tip.
I was nice enough to drive all the way out to the ends of the earth.
No, you've been begging me to come on the radio show. You've been begging me.
Shortwave radio show, and my family was trying to get the radio show, and they were down the basement DXing with their headsets on, and they still couldn't pick it up.
Bob Page has still not paid me for the column he writes in Sports Fans Journal. What does that tell you about
Our guest in the program today, who as always is the case with guests, has consented to appear in the program despite your appearance here.
That's getting like you old.
Former Tiger Barbaro Garbey, who is back in town, in fact living in Southfield with his lovely wife Kim, and awaiting another gig in baseball. But Barbaro claims to be 30. Isn't that right? You claim to be 30.
We'll talk to him about that.
I think maybe the word is out. Some of the people in baseball.
I told you when he came over on the boat, he lost 5 years. That's
all right.
That's what I was told.
He's actually 35 now, and we'll be talking with him about his season in '84 with the World Champion.
You lost 10 years when you came on the show.
But I still look marvelous, though.
Yeah. And with the gray hair, Lance Joseph's hair salon does
World
for
Series
you.
ring. We also want to find out with that '84 World Series ring if he got the Billy Shearer special with glass, or is it a real diamond? You know, so we'll ask him about that. Speaking of the Tigers, they lost the doubleheader, shockingly so, Friday night in Cleveland, and then blew that lead on Saturday, won anyway, and Sparky holds a team meeting. How important was this team meeting in which he supposedly told the guys relax a little bit, stop being so defensive? Were they on the verge maybe of a slump?
No, I don't necessarily think so. I think they were playing defensively. By that, I'm not talking about catching the ball, because I don't think this is a good
that's
defensive
what Sparky
team.
said.
But they were trying to protect the lead rather than going out and going full blast on it, and I think Sparky said, hey, enjoy it. And then they went out and won the last 2 games of the series. This is a good ball club.
Dan Petrie bombed again.
Yeah, he's having all sorts of problems.
Speculation that may have been his last start.
No, he's going to start again next week.
Now I see that Sparky Singh's going to start next week.
Yeah, he's going to start next week, and hate to say he's a key, because right now the team is winning like crazy without him. They have the best record in baseball the last 3 months. And so I don't know if he's a key right now, but it's been a big disappointing year for Dan Petrie. I still think this guy's got the stuff to be a big winner in the big leagues, but maybe he has to see a shrink or something because he doesn't either believe he can win or he's babying the ball up there. There's other words we can use, but this is a family show, so we won't use them.
We're going to have Bill LaJoy on a subsequent show this week, and I want to ask him what the Tigers are going to do about Petrie because he's a free agent after this season. Would you just simply let somebody like that go?
No. No, Dan Petrie, with the state of pitching in baseball the way it is right now, in other words, terrible.
It's brutal.
But Dan Petrie will come back and haunt you. Believe me, he'll come back and haunt you.
If he can get his act together.
Yeah.
One guy I guarantee you will not come back to haunt the Tigers, but has been popping off anyway down in Toledo over the weekend is Dave Rozema, pitching with the main guys. And I guess he ripped LaJoy and ripped the Tigers front office for not giving him another chance.
Well, I think that, he said, if I can't make the AAA team, it's a joke. Well, maybe he's right. Maybe he could make the AAA team, but that's not what the minor leagues is all about. Minor leagues are to develop players to the big leagues, and the Tigers simply felt, and I'm sure we'll ask Bill LaJoy that he was not a prospect anymore. He's a suspect.
And he has
There's a difference between a prospect and a suspect.
Some time. I mean, it's like Rozema somehow feels the Tigers are running a halfway house for retreads or something like that, and they can give him a job just because he wants to pitch.
He's still throwing that slop up there, too.
Well, the guy's fastball never broke 50 to begin with. 50 miles
he throws like you. He looks like you on the mound.
Yeah. Paul Molitor, as we tape this program on Monday, has hit in 38 straight games. How much longer?
Well, if he breaks the record, it'll be right here. Or it'll be against the Tigers.
I can't see him breaking.
No, nor can I, because the pressure is it's going to be too much for him. Molitor is the type of hitter that can run a little, he can bunt.
Yep.
He uses all fields. And you got to be aware of a guy like that, because a lot of hitters that are, even though they're great hitters, they can't bunt. Molitor is one of the few hitters that can bunt, so he can bunt his way on.
That may be a record that Joe DiMaggio's 56 will never be broken, just simply because of the media pressure now.
Well, I think the toughest record to break is Lou Gehrig's consecutive game streak. I think if you get hot and get lucky, you can beat Joe DiMaggio's record.
Yeah, but you see, there's no media pressure involved in a consecutive game streak. You just go out there and play. Sure, that'd be tough to beat. But, I mean, it's just...
But you don't have the...
all the national magazines, the television, they follow your every move.
I think if you get close to Lou Gehrig, you can forget about it, boy. The pressure is going to be that's just going to be amazing.
All you got to just go out and play. You don't have to get a hit. Just go play. Show up and play.
Yeah, well,
but to break 56 games, or if anybody ever gets close to Maris and Ruth's home run record in a single season, the pressure is going to be enormous. Look at the way McGuire went in the tank recently when he started to get close to the rookie record.
You got to realize, I don't think that was necessarily because of the pressure.
I think so, the pressure. I think so.
I disagree. I think he's just not that good. It's as simple as that.
Yeah,
he's never done that well in the minor leagues home run-wise. And then even the baseball people and his own teammates saying he can't handle certain pitches. And the pitchers are finding out that. That's all. You get a weak point, and the major league pitchers find out about it, forget about it.
You don't think McGuire's going to be a star?
I don't know. I think that he hits a high fastball well, like a lot of young hitters do, but he's learning that there's more to baseball than a high fastball.
That's a lot of bull, too. There was a good quote from Bobby Valentine the other day. Did you see that in the paper? He says, Sparky Anderson is so full of it, it blows his mind. Because Sparky, after the Tigers had finished playing the A's, went into the press and said, boy, I'll tell you, this McGuire is a tough, high fastball hitter. Bobby Valentine said, everybody in baseball knows that this kid is a low fastball hitter. Simple as that. Well, and Sparky's hoping by saying he's a high fastball hitter that they're going to pitch him low and the kid's going to do some serious damage against Toronto or New York or somebody.
Well, what Bobby Valentine has to realize, he's got a bunch of bums on the mound pitching for Texas. He'd better learn about his own pitching staff. Sparky Anderson's got a pretty good staff here, and I think Sparky knows a little bit more about this game, Bobby Valentine, than you do.
Valentine's point is well taken.
Yeah. Take a look at the ERA of the Texas Rangers. No wonder the Rangers pitchers can't get anybody out, because they listen to Bobby Valentine.
And they also listen to me pick them to win the American League West, which doomed them from the start.
That's stupidity there.
U.S. basketball team loses in the Pan Am Games, the men at least, to Brazil.
They lost to a young, tough Brazil team. Name me two players on the Brazil team.
They took them lightly, obviously.
Oh, no question. Brazil?
But look, I told you last year when I went up to East Lansing in December to see David Robinson play for Navy that as great a ball player as this kid was, he just maybe has the Ralph Sampson syndrome where he just doesn't play with the fire in his eyes.
You're finally realizing that Ralph Sampson's a dog?
Hard. I've never said Ralph Sampson's a dog, and I don't buy that.
You don't have the guts to say he's a dog.
Ralph Sampson's an extremely talented basketball player.
Probably the best of all time.
Can help among big men, most talented.
Yes,
but
that's what I'm saying.
But I don't think he's a dog. Now, as far as the Robinson kid goes, it just seems to me that in a series like this, you've got to take over. Brazil doesn't have anybody 7 feet tall who can play with David Robinson, and he fouled out, and he got 20 points.
That's bad on Robinson's part. He's got to show some guts and determination.
I wonder how good a pro player David Robinson's going to be.
Well, you kind of wonder, because I think in this league you win by the desire, and it's not like college. It's a whole different ball game in the NBA, and he'll learn that.
Oh, these guys should be embarrassed, losing to Brazil the way they did. Paul Paul Jokic, cut by the San Francisco 49ers last week. Picked up by Houston almost immediately, but still, what's the word on that?
I think that the problem is his pulled groin. I guess he missed a couple weeks of practice, and after that he came back and really never had a chance.
But a pulled groin is something that's going to heal.
Well, it hasn't healed in over about a year
That's
now.
because Michigan forced him to play on the pulled groin.
Well,
Paul wasn't
they
real
didn't
happy
force him
about
to
that
play,
either.
but no, he wasn't too happy about that.
Yeah. So it just seems to me hard to believe the 49ers would give up on a kid like this.
I would think so.
Some magazines
size.
are projecting as one of the sleepers of the year in the draft.
Yeah, and they mentioned the fact that he was slow. Well, that could be a pulled groin thing problem
All
right there.
I want to get Barbaro, Garbey, but the issue now that's exploded in the last week since we've taped the program, and naturally Bo is in the forefront out in Ann Arbor, you know, taking slams at Pete Rozelle in the National Football League. Is a special supplementary draft they're going to hold for Chris Carter.
I think it's an absolute disgrace and all that, but I think the NFL really had no choice, because if it's right that the teams are paying $400,000 more than that a year for court costs, what's this going to do? This is going to drag right out. And the NFL, I believe the NFL had no recourse. They had to do that.
I get so tired of Bo Schembechler's.
Well, Bo's right in this case.
I don't agree with that. I think Bo Schembechler makes all these self-serving statements. He talks about how they shouldn't cut scholarships, how they shouldn't do this, how they shouldn't in any way have this supplemental draft. That means that any bum, anybody who's cheated can get out. What Bo Schembechler is concerned about is this. He's concerned about his living, his coaching career,
I don't think
putting 105,000 seats, making millions of dollars out in Ann Arbor, and anything that threatens Bo Schembechler and those million-dollar gates, he doesn't like, and he'll step forward to criticize this stuff under the guise of what's right and what's wrong.
Shut up a minute.
I'm tired of it.
Well, you may be tired of it, and I don't agree with a lot of things Bo Schembechler does, but I agree with him on this case, because as far as I'm concerned, these agents are nothing but slime bags. They're a disgrace.
Fine.
They go out and,
that's not the issue.
The issue is that they're doing something illegal. I think the players have to be held accountable for them. I think what you have to do in a case like that, and Chris Carter, if you accept money, just a minute. If you accept money from an agent, then you should not be allowed to play for 2 years. That'll stop that stuff.
Wait a minute. You say illegal. Illegal according to whom?
The NCAA.
Exactly, which is a voluntary organization. Well, you choose to belong. It's not against the law. Nobody broke the law.
No, but I think that the NFL is going to have to live or die with this, and they're going to have to say 2 years, you don't play in our league if you're accepted doing something. It's still against the NCAA
Chris Carter, in this land of opportunity, be allowed to make a living? Are you telling me
that's a whole different case.
He shouldn't be allowed to play professional football? A guy only has 5 or 6 years to play for the most part. Why should he have to sit out? Why shouldn't he be able to make a living?
Because he did something that was wrong. Very simple.
What?
Then you should not be allowed to play for.
Not illegal. It's
wrong.
Laws.
It's still wrong.
You say it's wrong. The NCAA says it's wrong. Bo Schembechler says it's wrong.
Well, it's wrong, and the guy should not be allowed to play for 2 years.
To me, this guy deserves a right to make a living the same as any other American in our society.
It's still bad because football, unlike other sports, football, it's a lot tougher to come out of college to play in the pros than it is any other sport. The physical aspect, everything else. And I think if you're doing that, you're going to open up a whole can of worms, and you're going to have some real problems.
That could be true.
Big problems.
That could be true, and I'll buy that. Kids will be leaving school too early, as Bo Schembechler fears.
And they're going to not only hurt their education, they're going to hurt their livelihood.
You're right. And that's not your concern, and it's not Bo Schembechler's concern, because this is a free society. And if I, as a free person, choose to leave college early, to go play in the pros, to make a living, who the hell is Bo Schembechler or anybody else to say that I can't? This is America.
It's still not. We're still talking 2 different cases here. He accepted money from an agent, and that's against the rules of the NCAA.
Against the rules of the NCAA.
But he abides by the rules if he plays in the NCAA. That's what he's doing. He should abide by them.
That's not what he's doing, because he's not playing anymore in the NCAA.
But he was, and you should abide by the rules. And I think that the NFL's got to take charge on this, say 2 years you don't play, and that'll stop that.
No, as usual. I disagree.
Well,
I was going to say respectfully disagree, but I don't respect
Well, you disagree because stupidity enters in.
Barbaro Garbey is here on Sports View today. We'll be back with a former Tiger right after this.
Down. He went 7 innings.
We're about to embark on a great crusade. The eyes of the world are upon us. Our mission, crush the enemy before they crush us. Like America, Uncle Al will come through for you, crushing prices on Oldsmobiles and GMC trucks. Say hello, America. Sayonara Imports. Tanks, but no tanks to imports.
Visit Uncle Al's giant new dealership on M59 just east of the Pontiac Airport. Where the runway ends, the deals begin.
Hi,
Hi, it's me again. In the past, you've heard a number of people give reasons why they come to Maxie's. Maybe you're not yet convinced. Let's ask a few more.
I come to Maxie's for the fine selection of wine, the great pickles, and the owner, Steve Pinto, owes me $14.50.
I come to Maxie's because the food is great. The hors d'oeuvres, sensational. It doesn't cost a lot of bread. And most important of all, Steve, the owner, is buying.
For the selection of fine wines, of course. Mainly I come to Maxie's because Ron Cameron doesn't come here.
Of course, there are other reasons why you should be coming to Maxie's. On Sunday nights, we feature the Maxie Jam with some of the best rock and rollers this area has to offer. Every Tuesday and Saturday, we have classics on video with Elmar. Of course, we always have our outdoor cafe open for your fun and enjoyment. And one day, Bill Sparks might show up.
We're back on Sports View. Barbaro Garbey, the former Tiger. For you people scratching your head, wondering what the heck Barbaro Garbey is doing these days, what the heck's going on? A relatively young man, if you look at the baseball age.
He looks a lot better than you, I'll tell you that much, if you wonder what he's doing these days. He's taking care of himself.
But here's a guy that had one of the best RBI ratios in baseball. He gets traded and released in spring training the next year by Oakland. What happened, Barbaro?
Huh? Well, that's what I asked to myself. I ask that same question every night.
And how did you answer?
I didn't find the answer yet.
Well, you should have asked somebody besides yourself.
Well, before we start taping the show, your wife was telling me that they seemed not to have any plans for you to begin with. When you went to spring training with Oakland, you played primarily on the B squad rather than the A team with the regulars.
That's correct. They only played me in the B squad, and in the afternoon game, you know, that's the A game. And I only went 8 times a bat.
8
in the whole
at-bats.
spring training.
In the whole spring training. Well, you were a guy like over here in Detroit, you were a man without a position. Like a master of, jack of all trades and master of none. That was what they said about Barbaro Garbey. He can't play any position well. You were not noted as a defensive maneuver at all.
I don't think I could not play any position well. Because in '84, I was playing first and third. They bring me up from the minor league just to play third base. And in the spring training in '84, I hardly played third base in the spring training. So when the big league started, the season started, they want me to play in the big league third base. How I'm going to play third base well if I never played third base in the spring training?
You were never known as a defensive measure at all in your professional career. You could swing the bat enough that Sparky called you maybe the next Roberto Clemente.
Well,
and you maybe hit like
yeah.
Roberto Kelly, you know, with the Yankees and all that stuff.
He hit 287
no, he did. Listen, he had
for
a
the
good,
Tigers
I think
in
he drove in 50
1984.
runs in a part-time role.
Sure.
52 runs.
52 runs in a part-time role, and the next year, you're nowhere to be seen. Then it started sinking.
It wasn't I started thinking. My playing time was cut.
Yeah, he didn't have a bad 85 either. He hit 250.
About
I got it right here, in
after
fact.
he got released, he started sinking. You got caught with cocaine, didn't you?
Oh, well, that's another thing, another matter with you. I know you will ask me that.
Yeah,
but
so you have an answer ready.
I have the same answer. I give it to the guy in the Tigers stadium. You know.
The Tigers, what do they have to do with it?
No, the sport writer asked me that question.
What the heck happened?
What happened? Well, that thing was in my car. A lot of people were driving the car. In Miami, we went for the funeral of my aunt down there, and was about 3 or 4 cars in the family. And the guy catch the cocaine in the neck of my seat. He didn't catch the cocaine on me. And then when they take me to the police,
So Barbaro, you've got to realize though when you know who you're with and all that stuff. You've got to know that.
That wasn't my family. There was a lot of people there.
Do you think you've got?
I don't know if you do cocaine or not.
Okay.
I can go around with you and you do cocaine. I don't know if you do or not.
It's obvious, Barbaro, he only does alcohol in large amounts.
No, and I don't do any
before
of that.
this program.
No.
Do you think you've gotten a bad rap then? Do you think maybe some people in baseball have blackballed you?
I
because they
believe
say,
so.
well, is that right?
I believe so.
You want to get back?
Especially somebody from the Tiger. Because when something happened to me in New York, I was supposed to start the game in the center field. So I overslept. And I came late to the ballpark for the batting practice. I didn't miss the game. I came late for the batting practice. And they say I overslept because I was doing drugs or so and so.
The
Tigers
said this about you think? Who said
I
this about
believe
you?
they say
the
that.
Tigers said this about you?
I think so.
Sparky?
Somebody.
Bill LaJoy?
I don't know. I can't say any name.
But of course, now
somebody
you had some problems before that.
Some problem with what?
Well, the most recent before that, of course, was swinging the bat in the stands when you took off after a fan in the minor leagues.
Oh, well, everybody knew that.
Yeah, but I mean,
that
that's still a problem. I mean, when something like that happens, you said, hey, you got to look yourself in the mirror and said, I got to get my act together and no more of this stuff.
Well, no more of the stuff. That wasn't because I hit the guy with the bat, just because he was talking about my mother. I was just come from Cuba. I was in the minor league.
This was in the minor leagues now.
Yes. A lot of people, though, say that it's true, the people from your country and everything like to cheat on their age. And there was some talk that when you got the boat to come over here, all of a sudden, boom, 5 years went off your age, and yet you're only on the boat for a very short time.
Who say 5 years went out my age?
Yeah, a few people said that.
All right, let's settle it then. How old are you?
That's a lot of things.
How old are you?
I'm 30 years old.
Okay, what year were you born?
I think I born again when I come to the United States.
What year were you born?
1956.
Thank you. That settles it once. I believe the young man, and he's a young man.
It doesn't take much for Bob Page. That's stupidity against thinking, Bob.
When I came from to the Tiger, there's a lot of people don't like me. They say, why this guy coming to the big league? I was supposed to be in the big league a long time ago. In 83, in 82.
Yeah.
So they didn't see that. I get the Rookie of the Year in 84.
But the designated
I had no
still be
publicity at all. The people only talk when I did bad things.
Yeah.
They don't remember any good
You've been
thing
given
I
a
did.
bad rap, you feel, in other words, by baseball.
I didn't hear you ask me any good question.
We're going to do that.
Remember when I hit the home run there?
Oh, like I said, you had 50-some RBIs, one of the best RBI ratios in baseball.
Right away you start talking about the bad thing.
He's going to try to be nicer. He promises to be a little bit nicer right after this commercial break. We'll be right back with Barbaro, Garbey, and an obnoxious Ron Cameron in just a minute.
I'm sorry, she's out of the office for the day and there's no way to contact her.
With a pager from TCOM, you could contact her anytime.
I know it's an emergency, but it's out of the building now. May I call you later?
With Motorola pagers from TCOM, you can deal with emergencies now.
I'm sorry, our delivery man is on call right now. We won't be able to help you till tomorrow.
Hi, my name is Fred Wetzel with TCOM Paging. If these problems seem familiar to you, then you need a TCOM pager. You'd be surprised how affordable they are. Probably wonder how you've done without one. Give us a call at 559-6826.
Jalapeno Pizza's a great place to eat.
Hi, 2 for non-smoking, please.
Right this way.
Wow, look at all this food. A 2-pound wet burrito, a 16-ounce porterhouse, and there's pasta, too.
But did you see the daily specials?
What a deal for $6.25.
See, didn't I tell you Jalapeno Pizza and Pasta's a great place to eat?
Jalapeno Pizza and Pasta on Cohen Road across from Westland Mall.
Since my divorce, I've had problem with visitation. But since I went to attorney Warren Siegel, I now see my son on a regular basis.
Thanks, Dad.
Find out your rights. For free consultation, call attorney Warren Siegel, the Bold Eagle. Call 424-8384. The Bold Eagle, 424-8384.
There's no charge for our first meeting. You're under no obligation, so call today. If I needed a lawyer to represent me, I'd want Warren Siegel.
There it is, Sports Fans Journal. It is still going strong, and yes, Denny McClain is still writing straight from his jail cell. And Bob Page is writing, believe it or not, but I haven't got paid for it, so who knows how much longer he'll be writing. But if you'd like to subscribe to Sports Fans Journal and read what's really going on behind the scenes in sports, not the wishy-washy like you get in some publications, then Sports Fans Journal is for you. And here's how you subscribe: by sending a $15 check or money order made payable to the paper, Sports Fans Journal, for your subscription, and send to Sports Fans Journal, P.O. Box 12170, Birmingham, Michigan 48012. Now, for further information about the paper, call 350-3530. Now, here's some of the writers you'll be reading each month.
You already said some of the writers.
Now, I'm going to say a hell of a lot more about the writers, too. Like some big names like Ernie Harwell, George Kell, and some little guys like Bob Page. We have some other big guys like Ray Lane, Sonny Elliott, Jim Northrup, Lem Barney locally, Bill Gadsby, Emmanuel Stewart, Vince Stoyle, and Dave Dials and Bob Reynolds are still around. They're writing still. And so is Mark Belterre, the Old Town Crier from the Free Press. Now, here's our national list. We've got Larry King, the syndicated radio and TV talk show host. Jim Harbaugh, Chicago Bears quarterback, maybe the starter this year. We've got Mike
this
Downey,
almost over?
Just a minute. Mike Downey, Eli Zaret. We have Bob Feller,
and we're
George
back.
Allen. No, you're not yet. George Allen, Dick Vitale, and we've got Don Cherry and a whole lot more. And if you want to, back to the address, please. And if you want to subscribe to that paper, as I say, here's what you can do. You can send that $15 check or money order, or call this number for more information about Sports Fans Journal, 350-3530.
And we're back on Sports View today, and our guest
Don't
is
interrupt
former
me anymore.
Tiger Barbaro Garbey. And what I wanted to ask you was about the difference between 84 and 85. You won the World Championship. What happened in 85? Did the team's attitude change? Were you no longer hungry?
Well, the team was no longer hungry. Just everybody was playing for their own future, you know, like
Not all
I want
for
to
me,
have
one for all.
I want to have a good year, so next year I can ask for a better contract. So everybody was trying to play more and more. It was like an individual thing.
And do you
it wasn't not the same thing in 84 when everybody wanted to win and everybody was together.
When
In 85 wasn't not like that.
Well, like most of the teams, well, what does that? Do you think it's going to come easy? You think
much
just
money?
throw their glove out there?
Oh, no, because after you won the World Series, you think you're a star and you deserve better things. So everybody think they deserve playing more. So they start like a little disagreement
We're about out of
between
time.
everybody.
Do you feel that you're going to be back in the big leagues?
If I have a chance, why not?
Are you going to have the chance? Anybody showing interest in Barbaro Garbey?
Well, right now I have to play in the. I
What
gotta
are
go and play in the Mexican League.
Mexican
The
League
winter-
with
in the
Louis
winter
Tion.
ball.
And those people, Diego Segui.
And the winter ball and see how I do there. If I put good number there, maybe somebody give me a chance.
We'll close it out with former Tiger Barbaro Garbey right after this.
About coming to the brass bed and leather gallery is making up your mind. We have over 150 brass beds, iron beds, day beds with trundles, sofas, sectionals, office chairs, all under one roof. When you come in here, you don't see catalogs. You see the actual piece on display. That's real important. You see it, you feel it, you touch it, you take it home with you. We deliver it to you. We carry quality pieces, name brands only, at low, low discount prices. We're open 7 days a week. Please come and see us.
Did you know that 125 million Americans didn't visit a dentist last year? Why? Not money. According to surveys, they're afraid.
Well, modern technology has taken the fear out of visiting the dentist. Here at my office in West Bloomfield, we've got a relaxed, friendly atmosphere. I provide the highest quality care with an emphasis on the prevention of tooth and gum disease.
So if you're one of the many people not seeing a dentist, you're taking a serious risk with your future health. Like smoking cigarettes, it's a ticking time bomb.
The 1987 Major League Baseball season is in full swing. And now, you can track every team all summer long by tuning to The Pennant Chase on Pass. Join host Larry Osterman each week as he takes a look at the majors divisional races, the American League and National League Players of the Week, as well as exclusive up-close interviews with the game's biggest stars. To stay up to date with all the happenings in and around the world of baseball, join us every week for The Pennant Chase on Michigan's cable home of the Tigers, Pass.
Tell a friend about Detroit. We have for 90 years.
We are about out of time here. I've enjoyed having you on, and I wish you lots of luck. You feel you've been wronged by baseball and blackballed, and hopefully you can get your reputation squared away and get back in the game because you are only 30 and can still swing the bat.
That's not what the baseball people say.
And we want to thank our sponsors in the program today as well. We had Pass, the program Sports Systems,
Call 583-7600.
Jalapeno Pizza and Pasta, Sports Fans Journal, Maxie's Main Street, Fred Wetzel, and the folks at TCOM Pages, and of course our prime sponsor, Al Dietrich Oldsville. Thanks again to Barbaro Garbey. Bill LaJoy, the Tiger GM, on later editions this week. And
The
we'll see
next
you
show,
then.
yes. Bye-bye, everybody.